And the first one was How I Found My Wife, right? What was the
Yeah,
second
that's
one?
the one. That's the one that everybody was tripping about. That's the one everybody was tripping about. But yeah, man, like yo, yeah, that really confirmed to me though. That really confirmed to me though that you really can't just focus on one platform when building a business. You gotta hit every single platform from Facebook to Instagram to Twitter to uh,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, all of those platforms. You know, now I get what Gary Vee was saying. Like, it makes a lot of sense. But most importantly, after you build brands on each of these platforms now, you need to drive that traffic back to your own platform. I think that's the part where everybody is missing. And for me, it's like I don't do this for fame. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not on Facebook trying to get millions of views for fame. It just so happened that I post one of those videos on Facebook. Next thing you know, it got shared by millions of people and now it went everywhere. But the overall goal was to get my business in front of people. Right? So now with all this traffic that I'm receiving right now where I gained like 30, 40,000 followers just from new people that found me on Facebook, now I'm getting them to download my app. The reason why they're downloading the Jumpin' Jack Tax app is because ultimately my business is what's going to get me paid. So when I have them download the Jumpin' Jack Tax app, if anything ever happens to my Facebook page or Instagram where it gets shut down, all those millions of people that I got pushed to my app, I still have access to them in the future if I'm no longer around. And that's the big piece that everybody is missing. Everybody wants to focus on being famous on social media, building up their following, and promoting the hell out of their business on a platform that they don't own. And one of the biggest things that I preach is if your business doesn't have a home, it's homeless. And a home means, do you own that? You know, you don't own Facebook, so they able to cut you off. That's why they did it to Louis Farrakhan. You don't own Instagram. You know, you don't own Twitter or LinkedIn. These are great platforms to use for advertisement purposes. And that's what people forget. Because trust and believe me, Facebook and Instagram, they are advertising companies. They're not social media companies, they're advertising companies, meaning that after you build up their platform and make it popular, their only goal at that point is to now reduce your organic engagement of all. Like before, remember with chronological order, you used to be able to get all your followers, you used to be able to get your posts out to every follower. But now they're not doing that no more because they're an advertisement company. They reduce your organic engagement down to 1%. And now for the other 99% of people that you were originally able to get access to when Instagram first started, you now have to boost your posts to get access to those people. Now you got to boost your posts to get it out there to a lot of people. There are some people who create great organic content and it gets out there. I create great organic content from time to time, but I advertise over $1,000 or more dollars a week to get the brand out there to keep getting fresh traffic because that's what they're about. So with that being said, you got to understand what game that you're playing when it comes to social media. So when you run a business, leverage Instagram and social media's platform with those billions of people to push it back to your platform. And now when you push all that traffic back to your platform, aka your mobile application, now a website, I wouldn't necessarily say the website is the best because when a viewer comes to your website, if they leave your website, there's no way for you to get back in contact with them. Or you got to spend money to retarget that person, which that costs money. If I get one person to download my app just from them being highly interested in who I am from first meeting me on Facebook or Instagram, what's the odds of them deleting the app after they download it? I rarely have deleted any apps, especially if I'm offering value on that app as well. Now, by getting those people to download the Jumpin' Jack Tax app, I'm now able, come tax season in January, now send out notifications to all of those people now to say, hey, get your taxes done by a black-owned tax preparation company. Find one of our partners in your area. Now those millions of people that I got in traffic from Facebook, I'm now leveraging on my own platform to actually generate revenue, not just for myself, but for the company and for all of our Jumpin' Jack Tax partners around the country. That's the difference between one who's doing it for the fame and one who's doing it for purpose and actually putting strategy towards it. You know, business is all about strategy. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just be out here running a business because you're gonna burn a hole in your pocket. And that's the reason why a lot of people don't see any success when it comes to their brand is because they don't have ownership. I want to have ownership of every single piece of Jumpin' Jack Tax with my business. I need to have ownership of the app. On the app, as far as pushing everybody over there, I want ownership of the software, the tax software that I have. I need ownership of the school. You know what I'm saying? Of the school, Jumpin' Jack Tax Online Income Tax Preparation School. I want ownership of the entire process. I want to be vertically integrated all the way across. I want to own the whole thing. And that's one of the things that Nipsey Hussle was talking about. Like, you heard one of his verses, I'm integrated vertically. Y'all niggas blew it. Like, you mean? Because he was trying to teach folks, yo. I think he even had his own app where you actually went into the Marathon store and you bought something, you actually scanned the QR code on the actual on his clothes or something like that, and it actually gave you behind the scenes like footage of like certain content that he didn't even drop. That's how you get ownership. That's why he owned all his music. He owned all his content. He had the ability to do that. Why do you think a lot of rappers don't have their own mobile applications? Because they can't. They don't own any of their content. They signed their rights away when they signed their record deal. So we had rappers that called up to the office all the time, and we tried to sell them on the app, and they like, oh, I can't do it. My label won't let me, because they put that content on some other platform that the label told them not to. Label gonna sue them. So important, yo. We got to stay in full ownership of what we're doing. You know, of course, certain times you want to use third-party companies to leverage, to push out some of that work. But, yo, when you have full ownership, that's where the real power comes in. And that's where them real dollars come into, where now these big companies are now coming and saying, yo, I got $100 million to take this company off your hands. They don't want something that's put together. They want something that's a streamlined process, that you got ownership of everything. That's why we buy in buildings for Jumpin' Jack Tax, the community centers, because we want to streamline it out. We want to have, you get what I'm saying? We want ownership of this. That's how you get big. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're able to push a company and make it grow at an extremely fast pace. Like, I want ownership. You know what I'm saying? And that's important. And if I could just teach anybody that, man, yo, have ownership of your process. Number one, have ownership of all your traffic. All that traffic you getting, you better get it to your own app, right? Got to. And if you need an app, you go to my wife's company. She has an app company. Everybody knows that. Got to have access to your own app. Next, start working on the next process of ownership. Whether I don't know what it is that you own. Maybe you have let's say you have a clothing line. Well, now you're getting your clothes from a third-party company. As you start generating some revenue, start doing all your stuff in-house. Get the machines to actually create the t-shirts. Now, not only do you have your own t-shirt company, but now you can branch out to create t-shirts for other people now. Because obviously we know that wealthy people put other people in position to make money. So now you got your t-shirt line, but now you put other people in a position because you own the machines that create the t-shirts. That's ownership. You feel what I'm saying? Now I own the t-shirt business. I get everything done in-house. I lower my costs and I'm making extra money outside of that. That's how you got to think when it comes to you generating wealth. You can't do it for yourself. You got to do for others. My biggest goal with Jumpin' Jack Tax, yo, I'm telling you, I want every single person in Jumpin' Jack Tax to make at least $100,000 in one season. Because if all of them are making $100K in a season, how much is Jumpin' Jack Tax, the corporation, making? A lot. Because we put people in position to win. You know what I'm saying? And even Hov taught us that. You know what I'm saying? He said, I done made more millionaires than Lotto did. Like, he a billionaire now. Yo, we gotta catch one of them signs, man. We gotta stop trying to be the millionaire. You gotta put other people in a position to win. When you put them in a position to win, you win by default, because you just around winners and you offer them the opportunity. And when you offer people an opportunity, you just want a little piece of the work ethics of everybody winning. That's what labels do. You see rappers making a lot of money, millions of dollars, but they got so many rappers under their label, and they getting a couple percentage there, percentage there, percentage there, percentage there from all of these people that's winning. Now the record label's worth multi-millions of dollars, billions of dollars. And then watch this. When the rapper is no longer hot and he die out and he lose all his money because he was blowing it and wasn't really investing the money the right way because nobody taught him what's right. Guess who's still around even after all them rappers is gone?
Label.
The label never died. The label either stayed around or it got sold. But somebody got a transfer of money somewhere. But all the rappers is dead. They gone. That's why you never want to be the best store in the mall. You always want to be the mall that the best stores are in. You even go through a mall. When you look at the mall right now, you go in it, you done seen you done seen how many stores you done seen in the mall? Like when you walk into the mall, like damn, that store not even there no more. Plenty of times we've seen that. They got shut down. Yo, they couldn't stay in business. But how many times did you see a mall shut down? I've only probably seen one mall shut down ever in my life, and it actually didn't even get shut down. They redid the mall after 2 years of it being down. They redid the whole thing and did it all over. Like, yo, that's the kind of stuff you need. Like, you know what I'm saying? The things that are never going to disappear. Tax business ain't disappearing. You get what I'm saying? It ain't going nowhere unless the United States government shuts down. Which, damn, if it do, we got bigger problems on our hands. You know what I'm saying? That ain't going nowhere. The mall ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You creating opportunities for people not going nowhere. That's where we got to be with it. Ownership. Ownership of the things that actually make sense and things that people need. When we have ownership of our communities and all the things in our communities, now we can start branching out from that point. Since we now have established a level of wealth, we can now branch out and start investing into things that we want to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's like somebody has to be the initial sacrifice of, I gotta sacrifice what I like, my passion for something that makes sense so that I can build up and generate a level of wealth so I can make it easier for my kids, I'm not necessarily saying that I'm passionate about the tax business, but I know what's necessary right now because since the opportunity wasn't afforded to me, as far as like just being able to live freely, like, and have access to a free amount of money, I need to do something necessary so now I can provide my kids with the ability to choose. For them to say, oh, I don't got to worry about opening up a tax business if I don't want to. I can open up whatever I want because I got free access to money to be able to take risks, to make investments. But right now in the black family, how much risk do we really have to give? We ain't got none. We already living to the edge, check to check. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it happen, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. You know what I'm saying? And stay legit. We can't. So it's like we gotta get into the needs so that we can give our kids the abilities to take risk and to be free and to be creative, to live their life. That's what I want to see. That's why I'm working hard right now. That's why I'm sacrificing the things that I'm passionate about. I can do those things I'm passionate about later on when I'm sitting on a couple millions of dollars, and I can do that later. But one of my kids now to be like, yo, I can do this, That's the goal. And that's the strategy of where we got to take this thing. I don't even know how I got into that video, to be honest with you.